Have you ever felt like you're being watched? Like, not necessarily looking over and someone staring at you, but truly watched. Like you can't escape the glare of whatever it is. I had it chalked up to paranoia for the longest time. But I don't think I can do that anymore. It started 2 years ago. I was living in the city. My first big job. My first real apartment. Never really loved it there. But I was proud of it. After a few months, though, I get this itch at the base of my neck. It was slow at first, but eventually it grew unbearable. I started snapping at my neighbors, thinking it could have been them, the man across the road looking into my window. This went on until I could trust no one. My therapist told me that getting out of the city for a while might clear my head. Nobody was watching me. It was all just part of my paranoia. And that would eventually lead to a breakdown. I reluctantly took his advice. I rented a farmhouse in the middle of nowhere to get away from it all. Quiet was nice, but I could never shake that gut-wrenching feeling. Didn't get really bad till I decided that staying at the farm was the best option. I had rented it for a full year, and when the lease ran out, I made an offer. The job I had was one of those remote work-from-home kind of things, and I had gotten used to the quiet of the country and felt like home. And as for the constant watching, I had convinced myself that it was all in my head. It helped that I was the only one out here, and now I had a gun to defend myself. After I made the offer and signed the deed, the neighbor that I couldn't even see had sold his land to a housing development. The constant noise made that paranoia of mine amplify. I stopped being able to sleep. I started seeing things out of the corner of my eye. Then I started hearing strange noises at all hours. Crying, talking, screaming, anything and everything. I felt like I was going insane. I looked for the source several times, trying to find where it was coming from, to make sure nobody was going to hurt me, or maybe someone was intruding on my land. But every time, there was nothing. Every time I went outside, it stopped. And that feeling, that cold, that itch on the back of my spine just got worse. This went on for a week before I saw it. A blur at first. I thought it was a trick of my eye even. Something so out of place, yet so ordinary. I'd never thought anything of it. As I walked into the pitch black of night, with no lights to be seen, I had a shadow. It was deformed and spindly, with larger-than-life proportions, but as I looked down at it, it looked back. Its faceless features stared straight into my very soul. Then it got up. I tried running, I tried to hide, but how do you get away from your own shadow? I ended up tripping on a rock, and now I'm here. I don't know where here is, but now I'm staring at a young man with some paranoia. I wonder if he'll ever notice me watching him.